Sugar-free oatmeal is making you fat, and I'm not sure where the idea of you're only supposed to eat food that tastes like cardboard when you're on a diet came from, but just because it is a bland, gluey paste with virtually no taste of its own doesn't mean it's helping you lose weight. Spoiler alert, that bowl of healthy oatmeal might as well have been a donut with slightly better PR. If you're new to this channel, I'm the guy who spent over a decade bouncing from one fitness trainer to another, trying every diet that promised to crack the weight loss code. After years of mentally and physically draining effort, including obsessively tracking every single calorie with actual Excel spreadsheets, which did not help at all by the way, I finally lost 57 pounds by learning what actually works. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why your clean eating breakfast is secretly sabotaging your weight loss efforts and what you should actually be eating instead. And no, it's not egg whites and sadness. The biggest lie in nutrition isn't about what foods are bad for you, it's about what foods are supposedly good for you. Walk down any grocery store aisle labeled healthy breakfast and what do you see? Instant oatmeal packets, whole grain cereals, low-fat yogurts and granola bars, all packaged in earth colors with pictures of wheat and smiling farmers who probably don't even exist. Meanwhile, Nathaniel over at the gym is posting shirtless selfies with his morning bowl of oatmeal topped with protein powder, captioned with motivational quotes he definitely stole from a Pinterest board. But here's where things get interesting. Despite millions of people eating these healthy breakfasts, obesity rates keep climbing faster than ever before. It's almost like there's a disconnect between what we're told is healthy and what actually helps us lose weight. But if sugar-free oatmeal doesn't have added sugar, how can it possibly make you fat? The answer lies in what happens when you eat it. Your body doesn't care about marketing claims. It can see all the 5-star reviews on Amazon or the fact that it is placed in the natural section of the supermarket. It simply responds to what happens in your bloodstream. And what happens after you eat a bowl of instant oatmeal would shock most fitness influencers if they ever bother to check. Here's how it works. When you eat carbohydrates, which oats are a form of, they break down into glucose. Your pancreas then releases insulin to deal with that glucose. Insulin's job is to clear sugar from your blood and either use it for energy or store it as fat. The faster glucose enters your bloodstream, the more insulin is released. And the more insulin is released, the more fat gets stored. And this happens whether the carbs come from a candy bar or your healthy instant oatmeal. And instant oats are so processed and refined that they break down into glucose almost as quickly as table sugar. Your blood sugar spikes, insulin rushes in, and suddenly your health food is stored as fat. Research has shown that the glycemic index, which measures how quickly foods raise blood sugar, of instant oatmeal can be as high as 83. Table sugar is 65. Let that sink in. Your healthy breakfast might spike your blood sugar more than straight up sugar. Even though 99% of the instant oatmeal you can find on the supermarket shelves has the same effect, there are some that aren't this destructive. What makes the difference between an oatmeal that makes you fat and one that might actually help? It all comes down to one thing most processed foods completely remove. Nature puts sugar and fiber together for a reason, but food companies often strip it out to improve texture, shelf life, and mass appeal. Think of fiber as the responsible adult chaperoning a teenage party. It slows everything down, keeps things under control, and prevents the situation from getting out of hand. In your digestive system, fiber puts the brakes on how quickly carbohydrates get absorbed, which means a slower, more controlled release of glucose. The problem with processing is that it strips away most of the natural fiber. It's like removing the chaperone from the party and then acting shocked when half the football team ends up in the pool and someone's baby sister comes home with a tattoo. When you eat a whole apple, the fiber in it slows down the absorption of the fruit's natural sugars. But when you drink apple juice, you get all the sugar with none of the fiber. Same deal with oats. Instant oats have been pre-cooked, dried, and ground to oblivion, destroying most of the natural fiber structure so they cook in 1 minute instead of 30. This is why many people can eat a bowl of oatmeal and feel hungry an hour later. Without fiber to slow digestion, these carbs rush into your bloodstream, spike insulin, and then crash, leaving you hungry again, ready for a second breakfast. By contrast, intact fiber in less processed oats creates a gel-like substance in your digestive system that slows down carb absorption, keeps you feeling full longer, feeds beneficial gut bacteria, and acts as a shield against insulin spikes. Now that you know why your breakfast is sabotaging you, let's talk about what you should be eating instead. The ideal breakfast for weight loss isn't a bowl of refined carbs. It's a combination of proteins, healthy fats, and yes, fiber, but from whole food sources, not stripped and processed ones. The problem with most breakfast food is they're basically desserts with better marketing teams. That bowl of granola is essentially cookies broken into pieces. The breakfast bar is just a candy bar with added vitamins. The fruit at the bottom yogurt is ice cream's slightly more responsible cousin. So what should you eat instead? Let's get specific. Eggs, nature's perfect breakfast food. They contain high quality protein and healthy fats that actually keep you full. Avocados, yes, they're high in calories, but they're packed with healthy fats and fiber that keep insulin low. Although full disclosure, I've never actually had one because according to Reddit they taste like candle wax wrapped in leather, but people seem to love them. Berries. If you want carbs, these are your friends. Low in sugar, high in fiber, and they won't spike your insulin like processed sugar or even some fruits that are high in sugar like bananas, grapes, and mangoes. Greek yogurt, the full fat, plain kind, not the low fat fruit variety that has more sugar than a Snickers. Nuts and seed, small portions pack serious power. The key is focusing on whole, unprocessed foods that help keep insulin stable while actually satisfying your hunger. But what if you still love oatmeal and can't imagine giving it up? Well, there's a right way to do it. You can still eat oatmeal without getting fat. First, remember the oatmeal hierarchy. Steel cut oats, the least processed with the most intact fiber. Rolled oats, more processed but still decent. Instant oats, the fast food of the oatmeal world. Convenient, popular, and terrible for your health. If you're going to eat oatmeal, always choose steel cut or at minimum rolled oats. Yes, they take longer to cook. Yes, they require actual planning, but they won't sabotage your weight loss efforts like their instant cousins. And yes, steel cut oats on their own too taste like wet cardboard. The trick is what you add to them. And here's where people go wrong. They add honey or brown sugar, essentially turning their health food back into dessert. Instead, try these toppings that won't spike your insulin. Cinnamon. It adds flavor without sugar and may even help regulate blood sugar. Unsweetened nut butter. A tablespoon adds healthy fats and protein. Chia seeds. More fiber to slow digestion. Berries. Low in sugar than other fruits. Full fat Greek yogurt. Adds protein and creaminess. Remember though, even the best oatmeal is still primarily a carbohydrate. Don't fool yourself into thinking it's some kind of miracle food, so you're better off sticking to proteins and fats alone. And speaking of fats, you might be thinking, aren't fats the highest in calories? Wouldn't they make me the fattest? That's exactly what they want you to believe. The food industry pushed that lie so they could sell you sugar-loaded breakfast cereals as a healthy alternative. But the truth, most fats are vital for your body, and the ones that are actually harmful were cooked up in labs by food scientists pretending they know better than nature. That lie has done more damage to your body than you realize. Demonizing fat didn't just make people overweight, it wrecked hormones, killed metabolisms, and led millions into energy crashes, brain fog, and even early disease. All while the food industry laughed and pushed their sugary breakfast junk like it was medicine. But the real shocker, some of the fats you've been told to avoid are the very ones that protect you, and the ones they've been pushing might actually be making you sick. That's why I made this video, to clear up every lie you've been fed about fat, show you which ones to eat, which ones to avoid, and how eating more fat might actually kickstart your fat loss. If you've ever been confused about fat, this video ends the confusion. Watch it now.